If you've been watching this channel, then you know that I like puzzle games, I like cooperative games, and I like solitaire games. And this, Sprawlopolis, is all three of those things. It's a puzzle game, it's a solitaire game, it's a very solid, very good solitaire game in my opinion. And it's a cooperative game. You can play with up to 4 players. Now, I've played this mostly solo, but I have played it with 2 and 3 people. I've never played it with 4 people. But yeah, cooperative or solo. Well, gee, Alex, what are you showing me here? Well, the game comes in this little wallet. Where's the game? The game's down here. I'm going to show it to you. Calm down, calm down. This is just a little wallet it comes with. And it's so convenient, right? Because this is the whole game right here. You just pop it into your pocket. You don't want to put it in your jeans, you know, because you might have that situation there, you know. So you don't want to do that. You know, you sit down and now, you know. But a shirt pocket, it would work nicely. Or your attaché, you know, your backpack. But the whole game, it comes in this little wallet, right? Button shy games, a lot of their games come like this. I like these kind of games. I have 2 puzzle games, 13 that I developed years ago. It's only 13 cards, so it's a little puzzle game. And Button Shy does a lot of these sort of small games with only 18 cards. So I find this very convenient. And this Sprawlopolis has a lot of replayability. You know, it's a really good game. It comes with the little manual, right? That's pretty much it there. It teaches you how to play. It's a city building game. It's a city building game, right? You got these blocks here, and you're going to be building your little city and trying to score points. For instance, the base scoring here, right? Because you're probably wondering, you know, how do you play the game? How do you beat the game? How do you win? How do you win? Your basic scoring is that you're going to be creating clusters of these blocks, right? You're going to get 18 cards. Now, the cards have blocks that you're going to be placing. By the way, every card has little roads in it too, so that's kind of neat. This is a park, that's commercial, that's residential, and this is industrial, right? So you're going to be placing these cards on the table, and you're going to be trying to, the basic scoring, right? Because there's additional scoring. Create clusters of the same thing, right? By the way, you can only play these cards horizontally. You can't play them vertically. Only horizontally, but you can play it this way or that way. And when you place a card on the table, by the way, you can't do corner to corner, right? But you can't overlap. You can't stick under. You can't do that. You can't, like, if these 2 cards are on the table, I can't do that. But, you know, you can overlap, you know. You might want to do this. In this case, you might want to do something like this. I don't know. It depends on your game, but you're trying to create clusters of the same thing. Like here's a little cluster of 3 residentials. Because what happens is, at the end of the game, the biggest cluster of each of these sections here is going to get you points, right? You're going to count how many in the cluster. So if you have 5 blues together, 5 commercial properties together, then you get 5 points. If that's the biggest cluster of, you know, commercial properties that you have in the game, or parks or whatever. So that's the basic scoring. So at the beginning of the game, these cards will be shuffled, right? Let's say you're playing a solo game. These cards will be shuffled, but 3 of them are going to be set aside. Huh? Why? Because in the back of every card, actually, you have additional scoring situations. And this is what I think gives the game such incredible variability. Because you not only have your basic scoring, right, but then every game you play, you're going to be separating 3 cards, and these 3 cards are going to have different scoring opportunities. And the combination, all 18 cards have different scoring situations in the back. So there's a ton of different possible combinations. Some that, you know, are work together, some that don't. You know, you kind of have to decide what you're going to do. It's a puzzle game. So as you're placing these city bits onto the table to build your city, you have to keep into consideration these different things here. So let me show you a couple of them. Like, for instance, this card, if you were to draw this card, this is one additional scoring situation for yourself, though you can be penalized, right? So you want to pay attention. This one is you get -3 points for every industrial block in your city. So that means you got to cover them up. Right? So you got an industrial block here, right there. You got to cover that up. You got to cover it up because it's -3 points for every industrial block. But you get +1 for every park. So that's like one card that's there, and you have to consider that. Beyond the basic situation of creating clusters, right? Like I mentioned earlier. Here's another one. This could be your second card that you happen to pull out, right? And this one says you get 2 points. You can read it there. You get 2 points for a commercial block directly between 2 residential blocks. So like that. So a commercial block, which is the blue, in between 2 residential blocks. If you do that anywhere in your city, however many of these you do, you're going to get 2 points for each of those. So that's kind of neat. Let's say this is the third card that comes up. And by the way, all 18 of them have different things on them. This one says you get 2 points for a residential block adjacent to 2 or more industrial blocks. So every residential block next to 2 industrial blocks gets you 2 points, however many of those you have in your city. So as you're building the city on the table, you're keeping all these things into consideration. And you don't, I think I mentioned it, you don't play cards vertically, you play them all horizontally, okay? You got to keep those things in mind as you're building your city. Some of them have, some of these cards here have to do with roads. Like, for instance, every road, there's a card here that every road that is at the edge of the cities is -1. There's another scoring, oh, here it is right here, actually, that if you create a loop, you get 12 points if you manage to do that in your city. Some cards you get minus points if you have roads coming off the edge of your city there, right? You get minus points. So you have to consider all that when playing Sprawlopolis. But yeah, I love it. I love Sprawlopolis. It's a great, I play it mostly solo. It's a great little solo game. It's a fun cooperative game. And it's a quick game. You'll play it in about 15 minutes. And, not a big footprint. I mean, you do have 18 cards, right? 3 of them are set aside, so you're going to be working with 15 cards on the table, right? You're going to be maybe stacking them. I mean, you can do the cards like put them side by side like that, or do this. You can do that. So you can imagine with 15 cards, but you might not be able to play this in an airplane tray, but any table. And like I said, it's so convenient to carry, right? Because all these cards go right into this little wallet here. And it's very convenient, and it's fun. It's a puzzle game. It's a solitaire game. It's a cooperative game. It's Sprawlopolis, and I like it. I like it a lot. So, yeah, go check it out. Go get one.